Shadows on the Iowa state flag during Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' campaign visit in Council Bluffs. The only number that will really matter in Monday's Iowa caucuses will be the number of votes cast for Donald J. Trump, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley and Vivek Ramaswamy. But there are a number of numbers that help explain the Republican nominating contest. While Mr. Trump is ahead by a wide margin in most polls, Ms. Haley and Mr. DeSantis are lagging far behind in the battle for second place. Here are 7 figures that show how we got here and what happens next. 28 percentage points Mr. Trump ahead in Iowa poll. The bar has been set. In the Iowa poll released Saturday evening by the Des Moines Register, NBC News and Mediacom, Mr. Trump was winning with 48% of the caucus. That's a dominant showing, more than the total measured support for Ms. Haley and Mr. DeSantis combined. How overwhelming is its 28% difference? That's more than double the largest previous margin of victory for a Republican in a competitive primary. Mr. Trump came in first place among all demographic groups in the survey, and his voters expressed greater enthusiasm than his rivals. Mr. Trump lost Iowa in 2016, and his rivals, especially Mr. DeSantis, had the chance to outwork him in the state. But on eve of caucuses, biggest challenge in first in the nation state is fight for second place and whether Ms. Haley can emerge, where Mr. DeSantis is betting on his candidacy. Number of doors a pro-DeSantis Super PAC knocked on across the country. If Mr. DeSantis makes a stronger showing than expected on Monday night, his operation will credit massive organizing efforts spearheaded by his Super PAC, Never Back Down, which has been aggressively knocking on doors since the summer. The Super PAC said it knocked on door across the country in July, its 2 millionth door in September, and recently 3 door. Never Back Down ticked 3 million mark by having the governor's wife, Casey DeSantis, knock on door while a local Iowa television news crew filmed it. This timeline unintentionally suggests that Super PAC actually knocked on more doors over the summer than in last 100 days. Much of focus was on Iowa, where the Super PAC said more than 935,000 doors were knocked on overall for a convention that has seen only a fraction of that turnout in past. Will Rogers, former chairman of Polk County Republican Party, state's largest party, said he recently received his 6th doorknocking visit from Never Back Down, which he said recruits and trains best door-to-door propagandists. Ron DeSantis and his campaign and Never Back Down have done everything to prepare themselves to get a 1600 on the SAT, Mr. Rogers said. He still won't be chosen prom king. Credit Maansi. SrivastavaThe. The New York Times minimum wind chill forecast in Des Moines Monday evening. It's so cold in Iowa that Bishop Diocese of Des Moines granted a general exemption from attending Sunday Mass, citing severity. Win.